What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Real Word Podcast, a place where real thoughts, real ideas, and real words come to life. I'm your host, Drew, coming from San Diego, California. Thank you for stopping by, tuning in, checking out the channel. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit up those links down below. And now we can get into the episode. It is September 28, 2020. It is around 5:40 in the morning. Welcome in. I hope everybody had a decent and good weekend. Kind of got a lot to go over. I don't know where this one's going to go. I have some things, some articles that I wanted to go over, talk about. Definitely going to be talking a lot about the Padres. Go over maybe a little bit of UFC stuff, just recap the weekend. But first, let's just kind of recap since last Wednesday, since that was actually my last episode. I was supposed to, do something on Friday. Obviously, I have been doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the Real Word Podcast. But after Wednesday, when I took a dab, on Wednesday here on the Real Word Podcast, I don't know what happened, but after that, I got like this kind of sore throat, and it was kind of lingering the rest of Wednesday. But then Thursday came, and I just had a complete sore throat. It was hard to smoke. It was hard to do anything, hard to eat, hard to swallow anything, man. So that was really strange. I was like, oh, great. Here we go. Am I finally getting the sickness or whatever? Am I finally getting it? Prior to going plant-based, I was getting sick probably 4 or 5 times a year. Now it's cut down to maybe twice a year, and I did get sick earlier in the year, kind of right when COVID first happened. I kind of was feeling sick, but it wasn't like COVID-like symptoms or whatever, at least initially. Probably was. Who knows? But then, however many months later now, I started to feel a little bit under the weather, so I was like, oh, is this it now? And then, with me and with my brain and how I operate, it's like, dude, I don't even care if it is, honestly, especially, okay, there's many reasons why I don't care. One, I don't believe it's as bad as they say it is, and then 2, is my mental health is so up and down, and is I don't really care if I live or die, so it's I don't fucking care if I get it. What's the worst that's gonna happen? I die? Cool, great, perfect, But if I live, it's whatever. I'm still here, so still dealing with it, still living, still here. But obviously, I'm feeling much better. But Thursday, yeah, that was rough. Kind of took me out most of the day. And then Friday, the same thing. It wasn't the sore throat. I woke up Friday, the sore throat was gone. But as soon as I opened my eyes, I just had this massive, pounding, excruciating headache, man. And it was not fun. I don't ever remember waking up with a headache. It's crazy because I just was talking about this on Wednesdays. I usually get bad headaches when I go on, 3 to 4, 3 miles or longer, more of a run. Then I get these after running headaches and stuff. And I was reading up on that a little bit on Wednesday and talking about that. And, hopefully I can start implementing some things to kind of help counteract that. But I know I didn't go running or anything that day. So this headache was just different. Those headaches take me out all day once it happens. The running headaches, they just drain me for sure. It gets really bad. But at least for that, I kind of am aware of it now. I know what happens after runs. I know kind of what to expect. And now reading up on it, maybe there's some things I can do to maybe prevent those, or if it does happen, to help ease the symptoms of the headache and stuff. So, educating myself is a key thing for sure. But I don't ever remember opening my eyes to this like pounding headache, and it didn't go away until I closed my eyes at night. And I don't even remember what time I went to bed Friday night, but it was not looking good for me, man. I was just dying. I was like, it was really bad. I do not ever remember having kind of that type of a headache for that long, like that all day. From the moment I opened my eyes at like 5:30, 6 in the morning. Probably earlier, but yeah. So that's what's going on here, and that's why I wasn't able to really do an episode on Fridays, just because, dude, I wanted to, but I could barely even walk. Like, I could barely move. Like, any movement was just, my head was just like pounding, throbbing, and just like, oh, it was not fun. Not a good feeling. But Saturday, oh man, so it's been a little rough, because then Saturday I wake up around 2:15 in the morning, and then basically toss and turn till about 5, and get up around 5. So I was feeling better, which was good. Like, no headache, no sore throat, nothing like that, which was great. But then I'm lacking sleep, man, and just too many thoughts in the brain, man. Too many thoughts running through the brain. Not taking these shots like it's Novocaine. Post Malone right there. Anyway. Yeah, so Friday. Yeah. Friday. Tickets to My Downfall released. And I wanted to listen to that, but I couldn't because of the headache. But I did end up listening to it on Saturday. So shout out to Machine Gun Kelly for his Tickets to My Downfall album. It's like a little pop punk emo little album there, and it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. You know, I have never been the biggest fan of that type of music. It's never been my thing for sure. But it's kind of grown on me. Like, some of it kind of has grown on me and all of that. But I enjoyed this album. I really liked the last song on the album. I liked the opening track. It's pretty solid all the way through. For me, you know, listening to hip hop and being, you know, that being my main music that I would listen to, especially growing up. I'm used to like 3.5 to like 5 minute songs, and these were all about 2.5 minutes. So when songs are that short, it just seems like the concepts of the songs aren't fully flushed out, or I'm not the biggest fan of short songs, but I know it's so different for different genres and stuff. So it's like, I don't know. That's the only thing that I wasn't really a fan of. I was like, they're too short. The songs are too short. And it's like, you know, some of the features and stuff I'm not the biggest fan of, but I just like MGK as just MGK, you know. I don't really need the features and stuff. If they're done right, they're okay, but there was a couple of them that I just wasn't feeling, but it was a pretty good solid album all the way through. It's interesting because I think one or a couple of his songs or whatever are in the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. And listening to that album all the way through, it definitely has that feel, like the old school Tony Hawk. Like, it would be in that game. Like, that type of music was in there. So that's the vibes, that's the feeling it kind of gave me, is that nostalgia feeling that, like, I don't know, but I liked it, but then, you know, there was a couple things that I didn't like. Of course, it's not for everybody. It was funny because me and my brother were texting about it on Friday when it released, and he had listened to it. He's not a big fan of hip hop, MGK, or anything like that, but he kind of wanted to check out this pop punk album, I guess. I don't know exactly his reason. I mean, he loves music, so I don't know. Maybe he was just checking it out. But we were texting about it, and he was like, he just did not like it. And said, it's just funny because he was like, oh, yeah, I don't like it. I would never go out of my way to listen to it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, so I'll love it then, because we just are completely opposite. And it's funny because I did end up really enjoying it, and he does not. And that part is really frustrating to me. We just disagree on almost everything, man. It's frustrating. But when it comes to music and stuff, I don't really care about that. But when it gets into politics and social issues, it gets a little frustrating. But yeah, it was funny because I was like, oh, that means I'll probably love it then. And then I ended up, enjoying it for a good, good part of the album. And especially that ending song, man. But my brother did say, it's like, it feels like it's just a wannabe imitation Blink 182 or whatever, especially when you have Travis Barker. And then my brother was even like, why is Travis allowing this to happen? Just seems like a ripoff or whatever. And it's like, I don't know, man. MGK has been he's been very vocal about his pop punk emo influence. He's been covering these bands for as long as I've been listening to him, for the last 7-8 years. It may be even longer than that, but yeah, he's had these influences, so it's not a surprise, it's interesting though. It's funny too because on Friday, the radio station I listen to, 97.3 The Fan, shout out to Ben and Woods, they do this segment on Friday called Ben Reads Raps. He's like this straight-laced guy who, is just very proper and all of that. And Woods, who's kind of the degenerate on the show, if you would say, who's had more like life experience when it comes to, drugs, alcohol, partying, that whole thing. So Woods gets Ben to read like a rap song or a rap verse or whatever for this Friday segment called Ben Reads Raps. And this past Friday, Woods had Ben read Rap Devil from MGK, and Woods does this like thing on Fridays where he showcases like new music or whatever, and I believe he shouted out MGK for Tickets to My Downfall. Plus, there was a few other albums that were released as well. But yeah, it was hilarious, man. I posted on my Twitter. You can go to Ben and Woods Instagram, check out their IGTV, and they post all of the Ben Reads Raps up there. And man, it was funny hearing Ben do Rap Devil. And he had no idea it was even a diss to Eminem, and it was hilarious, man. And I just thought it was a good touch that they did the MGK verse for, the Tickets to My Downfall being released and all that. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was funny. So shout out to Ben and Wood. Shout out to 97.3 The Fan, and the Padres radio station, the home of the Padres, man. And the playoff-bound San Diego Padres, man. I am so pumped about that. Wednesday is going to be really awesome. Getting back to the playoffs, and they're playing the St. Louis Cardinals, the same team that knocked them out of the playoffs 14 years ago. So this should be an interesting series starting on Wednesday. The Padres do have home field advantage, so that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. Hopefully they just can stay healthy and get it done. Speaking of staying healthy, man, it's crazy because on Wednesday I was talking about how Mike Clevenger needs to stay healthy, how these people need to stay healthy, and then what does he do? Go pitch one inning and then gets pulled for bicep tightness. Everybody was thrown into a frenzy that day. When he got pulled, everybody was like, oh my God, this cannot be happening. Like, are you serious right now? Hopefully, it's nothing too bad. He was able to get a cortisone shot on Friday. And now it's just kind of a wait and see how he feels type of thing, So it should be kind of interesting to see going forward. But it's just like, man, I was just saying they need to stay healthy and just get to the playoffs and just stay healthy, man. And yeah, it was frustrating to see Clevenger go down in after just one inning, and he was pitching really great that first inning, man. It was against the Angels, and he just got through that first like nothing with ease, man. And then just felt some tightness in his bicep, and they pulled him out of the game right there after that first. And I don't know if the Padres ended up winning or losing that game. I don't exactly remember, but I know they had a day off the next day, and then they had a doubleheader starting on Friday. And I think they lost the first game against the Giants, and then Lamet started the second game, and he was going, and he was looking good, and then all of a sudden, he kind of pulls himself out of the game. He has some sort of bicep tightness or an elbow injury or something as well. So it's like, dude, when that happened, it's like, no, two of the best pitchers right now are going out injured right before the playoffs. Hopefully, so from what it's looking like, everything is seeming like the Padres are being optimistic, and it's just kind of a wait and see type of thing, you know? But, man, it's a little scary, a little dicey for the Padres and the pitching right now. Pretty scary. Man, it is, yeah. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the playoffs. I'm excited to see what the Padres are able to get done. 14 years it's been, you know? So this is big stuff. This is exciting stuff. Good stuff coming up. So speaking of, I guess we can get into some of that. So let's just get into their last from Wednesday. So yeah, they ended up losing that game 2-5. And then they opened up the game against the Giants with the loss. So man, they went on a 3-game losing streak. Ooh. So they lost 2-4 on Tuesday, lost 2-5 on Wednesday. That's when Clevenger got hurt. And then Friday, they lost 4-5 the first one, and then the Lamet one, they actually ended up winning 6-5. And then Saturday, they ended up winning 6-2. Sunday, yesterday, they ended up winning 5-4. So it's good, man. They ended up winning out the season with a 3-game winning streak, which is good. Build up that momentum. Now rest for a couple days and then get ready for that playoff game on Wednesday. It's exciting. It is really exciting, honestly. In my opinion, it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to the playoff baseball, man. Especially here in San Diego. First time in 14 years. So San Diego Padres facing pitching uncertainty after injuries to Mike Clevenger and Dinelson Lamet. This is from ESPN.com. And this is from a couple days ago. San Diego pitcher Mike Clevenger got a cortisone shot for his ailing right elbow Friday, and the Padres are hopeful he'll be okay for the playoffs. And after Friday's night's second game of a doubleheader split with the Giants in San Francisco, the team now has questions about the health of Dinelson Lamet as well. The big right-hander gave them a scare when he reported bicep tightness and left in the 4th inning, but for now, Lamet will throw in a couple of days with expectations of pitching Wednesday at Petco Park in San Diego's first postseason berth in 14 years. Quote, everybody is pretty optimistic right now, manager Jace Tingler said. Tingler was pleased that Lamet was quick to alert the team as to how he was feeling. So, yeah, that is smart, man. Like, he felt something, a little tightness or something that he probably normally would have pitched through, and that's kind of what was said and talked about, is like normally he probably would have pitched through this, but he knew, he was aware of the situation and wanted to make the staff aware, and then they probably made the right call, pulling him, letting him rest for these next couple of days, and seeing how he feels. And it looks like the plan is he's to pitch the first game of the playoffs on Wednesday. So we will see, man. It's an exciting time, but it's a nerve-wracking time for sure. So quote, first and foremost, he's very routine oriented. He understands where we're at in the season and understands what's at stake. So I was very happy the way he communicated and let us know, Tingler said. Coming out, feeling pretty good right now. We'll know more tomorrow and probably the next day naturally. After he throws. The day after is usually where he is a little bit sore and tender. Clevenger acquired last month in a big trade with Cleveland. Left his start against the Angels on Wednesday after just one inning. The Padres already have clinched a postseason spot in the National League's number 4 seed and will open the playoffs Wednesday at Petco Park. Before the early exit, Clevenger had been presumed as the Game 1 starter in the wild card round. We have not ruled out anything for next week in the first round of the playoffs, Padres general manager A.J. Preller said. An MRI exam and other tests showed Clevenger had a right posterior elbow impingement. Quote, I think we got really good news, Preller said. Clevenger, 3-2, who is expected to rest for 48 hours and then attempt to play catch. He was obtained in a blockbuster trade with Cleveland on August 31st. Quote, hopefully the injection does the trick, Preller said. So yeah, lots of things going on with that. Lots of contingencies. Like nobody knows exactly what's going on. Nobody knows. It's gonna be just a wait and see, man. Just a wait and see type of thing. Zach Davies is looking good. He went out, pitched 3 solid innings. Just a little tune-up. Make sure he's staying sharp. He was looking good. So that's great. I know Paddock, the last outing, he was kind of struggling a little bit. He's just been very inconsistent. I know he still believes he's going to be a part of the playoff spot. I think the Padres even confirmed that he's going to be in the playoffs and all of that. But, when he's on, man, he is on fire. But the consistency just has not been there this season. And that's just been a little unfortunate because if this was the Paddock from last season, man, then we'd have no doubt about it, you know? But it's been a little challenging for Paddock this season, staying consistent with everything. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. What else is going on? So the UFC had a pretty big event that UFC 253 and Fight Island. Was this only about his? I want to see. Why didn't this give me all the results? Let's see if I can look it up real quick. Sorry about that. I thought I had the right article pulled up, but I guess not. Let's just look this up real quick. Get all the results. Because this is what I was mainly watching on Saturday instead of the Padres game. I just thought this fight card was pretty big and pretty exciting. And yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So in the main event, we had Israel Adesanya defeating Paulo Costa for the middleweight title, I believe it is. Yeah, the middleweight title. And then we had Jan Blachowicz defeating Dominic Reyes for the light heavyweight title. And that one, I mean, was a little interesting because of how well Dominic Reyes did against John Jones. And then for him to kind of get beat in this fashion was really interesting. This light heavyweight division, I think, just kind of opened up a whole new world, a whole new era now that John Jones vacated and is no longer a part of the light heavyweight division. Pretty interesting stuff, man. Yeah, those were the two big main ones. But yeah, the rest of the card was pretty good as well. The fight of the night, in my opinion, I don't know if it was the fight of the night, I don't know. But this Hakeem Dawodu defeating Zubaria Tugov. Yeah, I'm probably butchering those names like crazy, but that was a great fight. That was a really good fight. Yeah, solid card all the way through. I thought it was a pretty good card, fun one. And what does Israel Adesanya do next? I know people are still wanting him to fight John Jones, but John Jones is now moving up to heavyweight, and yeah, who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows? Yeah, it's I don't know what's gonna. I don't even know. Yeah, because it's like Romero, Whitaker, Gastelum, but Adesanya's taking out all those guys. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the next move is for him. The next move I'm interested in seeing, though, so this is funny. I think this was on Friday. Could have been Thursday. I don't exactly remember when it was, but Donald Trump had this thing, this like round tables for Latinos or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but I think he was in like Florida or something, doing a little something. And Jorge Masvidal was there, and Trump shouted him out, and it was just a funny thing, man. It was a whole funny exchange because he didn't call Ben Askren by his name, but he called him a young superstar, and he was supposed to be the future of the UFC, and but then he's like, but then he had to go through this guy, and he gave Masvidal a shout out for that record-breaking knockout where he knocked Ben Askren out with the 5-second knee. So Trump was just kind of shouting that out, and giving Jorge Masvidal a shout out and all of that. It is interesting. It is funny stuff. But to me, the funniest thing, the bigger picture part of this is like, just like last week, Trump was shouting out Covington and Colby Covington and all that, and saying he's his favorite fighter and all that stuff, and now he's shouting out Masvidal and all of that, and from what it sounds like, Covington and Masvidal are going to be next up fighting each other. So would it be for who's Trump's favorite, or who gets to go to the White House or something? Like, I don't know. I think it's pretty funny though. How Trump is like playing for both of these guys, and both of these guys don't like each other. So I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was a pretty good one. And then you just have to like respect Askren, man, because he like quote tweeted the video of Trump, giving Masvidal a shout out and kind of making fun at him at his own expense or whatever, and he's like, well, there's nothing you can do but laugh at this, and then he like put an eye roll emoji as well, and it was just funny, man. Askren is like, yeah, you don't want to be on that end of history, but I mean, what can you do? Like, it happened, it's done. All you can do is just kind of laugh at it and just move on. And it seems like Askren does the best job at kind of just not making fun of himself, but just accepting what happened, and like letting people take those jabs at him, because it's like, it happened, you know what I mean? So it's pretty funny. It's cool to see that Askren is so like okay with everything like that, and he changed his Twitter name to Young Superstar, and it's funny. You just gotta love it, because yeah, is he didn't get the namesake from Trump, but getting called a young superstar in the future of the UFC was a pretty big deal. So I thought that was pretty funny. Good stuff there. Speaking of Trump, man, I just woke up this morning. People all big mad on Twitter and stuff. Sounds like Trump, some of his taxes got released or whatever. I don't know. It's probably not even legit. If it is, whatever. I don't even care. But sounds like he sounds like he only paid like $750 in federal income tax or whatever. And people are really mad about it. And to me, I don't really give a damn about it. To me, it's like he used and utilized the system and was able to use it. Why are people mad at people using the codes and using the laws and like figuring out a way to not necessarily cheat the system, but not have the system take advantage of you? Just like the average person is like, I wish I was aware enough and smart enough to know what I can and can't get away with, because I don't want any of my taxes being taken from me. That is stealing. The government has no right to steal from my paycheck. And yet that's all they do. They take like 50%. When I'm working, I work 50% of my life for the government. And that's insane, dude. That's insane. And I don't care that it goes to like these public things and all that. Like, I don't care. I'd much rather have a voluntary system and instead of anything by force. But yeah, I just think it's funny that people are mad. It's like, learn the taxes. And I mean, the only people I'm seeing that are mad are people on the left. And the people are on the right are like, who is his accountant? Let me get in touch with him, like, or her, or whatever. Like, who is his accountant, man? Because I need some of that. Any way to like not pay your taxes, man. That's I'm all for it, because it's not a legal thing. They should not have the right to be able to do what they do as far as taxes, man. It's not okay, in my opinion. It's completely illegal, but we just go along with it, don't we? It's frustrating stuff. It is frustrating stuff. And it's just so sad, man. It's like, they get so mad, and then it just makes me just so frustrated, because it's like, dude, why are you guys so mad and angry? Like I said, learn it. Figure it out yourself instead of hating on someone. Like, you have the opportunity we all have access to the same laws and like tax codes and all that, So just learn it. Frustrating stuff. Other big news, he appointed Amy Baron Cohen, I believe that was her name, as the Supreme Court Justice. And I don't know much about her or anything. I just know it's kind of big news. Again, the left is mad. The right is ecstatic. I don't really know what to make of it. Still got to do more research and looking into all of that. But it was interesting. I did see this thing where like Wolf Blitzer from CNN was even kind of praising this woman and saying she's very qualified, has a beautiful family, and like listed a couple of other things that I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's bad for the left when CNN is saying that this is a good choice. So I don't know, especially someone like Wolf Blitzer. Crazy, man. Interesting stuff for sure. But from what it sounds like, she's there to enforce the laws, the Constitution, how it's written, not as it's interpreted. I don't know. But anything to kind of uphold the Constitution, I'm all for, man. I'm definitely all for sure. It's interesting stuff. A whole bunch of interesting stuff going on right now. And yeah, it just seems like, like I keep saying, it's just this game between the left and the right. Nobody really cares about us, the people. And I would say more so the left, because it seems like they're the ones kind of holding things up when it comes to additional funding, or anything Trump wants to do to help the country. The left is trying to block and get in the way, so it doesn't give Trump a good look right before election, which is pretty sad. It's like, do you want people to be better? Do you want Americans' lives to be better? Or it doesn't seem like it, because they just block anything. They do not want Trump looking good at all. So anything they can do to make it look bad, or like we're still struggling, it seems like they're gonna do. And that's just not cool. Not fun stuff. So there was other, should we even get into this? This is where it gets tough for me. So Breonna Taylor, all the facts seemingly have come out about the case, and it seems like the mainstream narrative that was pushed, and it seems like it's still being pushed, was just completely wrong. I think initially it was supposed to be a no-knock warrant. That got changed. A witness, a neighbor, said that they did hear the police announce themselves. The boyfriend did say he heard a knock. I believe it's confirmed that the boyfriend opened fire first. Breonna Taylor wasn't sleeping in her bed. Yeah, so there's a ton of things that were initially told to us from the mainstream that were just lies, 100% lies, and they're still pushing these lies. And to me, that is not okay, and it's extremely frustrating. I will say, me and my brother kind of got into this a little bit yesterday because he hadn't heard any of the facts. And then like he was trying to get on me about this like warrant and stuff, this search warrant, arrest warrant, whatever. And he went and tried to find something. He's like, dude, all I'm seeing is something for parking violations or whatever. And then to me, I said, like, without me looking up the warrant or whatever, I was like, regardless of what the warrant says, the officers were there doing their job, executing their job. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care what the warrant says. They have a warrant, and they were there executing their job. It doesn't matter what the warrant says. I don't really care what it says. I don't believe it was for parking violations. But I was like, regardless of what the warrant said, they were there to do their job. They should not be open fired upon or anything like that. I mean, yeah, that's the risk involved with these types of situations. But and then the officer, if they get fired upon, they have every right to protect themselves and their life as well, and then also protect surrounding people. Like, who knows where his gunfire would have went. So it's like, yeah, it's really unfortunate that Breonna Taylor died and is a casualty of this crossfire. But dude, the officers were there just doing their job. And I looked up the warrant. I don't know where my brother found this parking violation one, but I looked up like Breonna Taylor warrant court case, something like that. And it popped up like the legitimate one. And it says, is there for like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, meth, whatever, and then paraphernalia, safes, money from drug traffic, like all this. So it's set, like it gave this whole list of things. So it's like, I don't know, it's really frustrating when it's like my brother won't really do the deep dive into this information, and he just forms his opinion based off of like the mainstream narrative or these false accusations, and then can't even find the legitimate stuff. And then, but it's all up to me, the crazy one who's a conspiracy theorist who nobody believes, but yet I'm finding the truth and I'm able to find the legitimate stuff. And it's like, fuck, dude. It's extremely frustrating. I don't. all of it is super frustrating, because then you still get people coming on CNN saying, oh yes, us as black people feel hunted. Every single black person feels hunted by police in America. Really? You're black. You're sitting there on a CNN show. You feel hunted right now? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I am so pissed off at these like news people just pushing this hate, this division, this fear, and people just fall in line and love it, dude. People just fall in line and love it, and just love having someone to blame and victim blame, and or be a victim, I should say. And that's not a fun way to live, man. That's not a good way to live, I'm telling you. Anyway, it's been almost 40 something minutes. I haven't even taken a dab. Kind of did that on purpose. Gotta get a feel for the sober October, man. Just got a couple more days left, and we are gonna be getting it started. Getting that sober October started. Hopefully I'm, get more all the way healthy again. Still have a little bit of a runny nose, obviously. Headache's gone, sore throat's gone. So just get all the way healthy, and then get this sober October challenge started. What a year to go through sober October again, man. The Padres make the playoffs. Can't even smoke for that. Whoo, it's gonna be tough. But I know I'll be fine. I did it last year. The month was fine. The first week and a half was a little difficult. Kind of expecting the same, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to it though. I need to do something, man. I need to take this month and really kind of make some changes. I don't know. Make some changes. And just work on myself, like work on my health, my mental health, stay busy, and just figuring it out. And it's a good month to do so. Taking a break from everything, so should be good. It should be good. So what do I have right here? Strawberry cough batter. I've only been taking little dabs lately, because I am trying to save some of this until I get back in November. So I'm just trying to take a little bit the next couple of days. Just start having my tolerance go down a little bit. And yeah, that's what's going on here. Take this little dab of this strawberry cough from Highland. I got one more episode of Tuesday Morning Tokes tomorrow. Let's get into this. Cheers. Oh no. Another coughing fit. Shout out to that Fit Fuel from Black Rifle Coffee. Black Rifle Coffee Company. Woo. Good stuff. Good little dab. Woo-wee. Jeez. Oh man. Crazy. Oh shoot, this is one more thing I wanted to talk about. So over the weekend here down in San Diego, kind of started getting gray, started feeling almost fall-like. It was like cool, kind of like, it was like, oh, this is pretty nice. But now I'm seeing another heat wave coming this week, and I would expect more wildfires to be popping up, and it could start happening here in San Diego. Feels like we got wildfires a little early this season, and I've been saying we normally don't get them until October. So it's getting closer to October now. It's getting closer to that legitimate fire season. And yeah, everybody just has to stay safe, be aware. Definitely be aware, because could get bad. It could get bad. And let's just hope that nobody is out there intentionally setting fires, because that's usually the case when it comes to some of these things. You know, I've read, so this is what's really frustrating. It's like I've read that people are setting these fires up in Oregon and, you know, up in Northern California and stuff like that. But then it gets called false, even though I've seen the arrest files, you know? So it's like, how are they saying that's false when I'm legitimately seeing this person was arrested for intentionally setting like 3 to 5 fires across Oregon or California or whatever? Like, how is that false information? Like, but they just want to blame it on climate change, and it's crazy, man. This whole age of information and technology is just really crazy. It's really crazy because there's so much information out there. There's so much news out there. There's just so much information out in the world, and it's so hard to know what is legit, what's made up, what's partially true, what's partially fabricate. Like, it's so hard to know. So that's why it's best to just kind of get a bunch of different people, listen to a bunch of different things, and try and formulate the facts based on that. So it's exhausting though, man. It really is, trying to keep up with everything. It's almost like, yeah, you just wish you weren't aware of the truth, and like you could just be somebody who just believes the mainstream. Seems like it'd be a much easier way to live as far as thought process goes. It's just like, oh, that's what's going on. Cool, that's what's going on. All right, now let's go about our day, you know? But it's like, you're clearly lying. I mean, just look at the facts. Like, you're lying. Why are you lying? Like, so it's like, it's exhausting being this way, man. But then it'd be exhausting being on the other side too, is being told you're a victim, everybody's out to hate you, and we're so divided right now, and oh, look at the country, oh, the cops hate you, and oh my gosh. So that would be exhausting too. So they do a good job at playing both sides, I guess, no matter what side you're on. So my whole thing is, I like to be aware of all of it, and you know, I'm admitting it's exhausting being on this side, trying to be like, dude, like, you guys are lying. And why does it take someone like Steven Crowder, someone who's like this comedian, but he's more than that, dude? Like, come on. Why does it take him to go over the legitimate facts of the Breonna Taylor case while CNN is still pushing lies? Like, why? Why is that the case? It's so frustrating and maddening, dude. And it's like, that's what I was talking to my brother about yesterday, is like, CNN is still pushing the lies of the Breonna Taylor case. And where am I hearing not just from Steven Crowder, but yeah, I heard it from him, but then you can go look it up yourself. You know what I mean? And but the people on the other side, CNN, will just tell you, oh, you're living in fear, blah, 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 blah. And then those people won't go look things up. And that's just what's frustrating, because they're still pushing some bullshit lies. And why does it take a comedian host of a show who does news and all that to kind of be more of a journalist and more of a news channel than the legitimate news channels, the mainstream news channels, I guess is what I should say, because he is more legitimate news than them. It's crazy. It's so crazy to me. But yeah, that's all that's going on. That's, I think, gonna do it for today. Like I said, I have one more episode of Tuesday Morning Tokes coming tomorrow, so tune into that. We'll see what I talk about and everything. And then I am taking the month off. That will be an interesting time, but yeah, we might document some of the workout stuff, some of the challenge and all of that, so we shall see. But yeah, come smoke with me tomorrow morning. Tuesday Morning Tokes. Got the Real WerD podcast. We'll see about me and Zach doing an Instagram live or something like that soon. I think maybe tomorrow. We'll see. He's still kind of healing up from surgery and all of that, so he hasn't been able to come over, and I don't know, probably just busy with other life stuff too. So it is what it is. That's why I just gotta focus on myself, just do it myself, do it on my own. It's hard to rely on people. It's always been my problem, man. It's like relying on other people. I always just get let down. So that's man. I'm ending it here because I don't want to get into that mental health stuff right now, even though it's important, but I'll get into it probably within the next month. We'll have a lot to talk about in October, especially if the Padres keep it going, keep winning, continuing the series and all that. So, and my mental health, well, that's always there. That's always there. It's always there. So that'll be it. And until next time, everybody, peace.